Hello students. So the purpose of this video is just to do an example together. This is actually one of the problems that's on your dimensional analysis lab, but I thought it might be helpful for us to go through it together. So I actually want to look at problem number 1. So if you can make sure you have your lab in front of you, go ahead and pull out a pencil as well, because I want to make sure that you're working on this with me rather than just watching the video, because I think that will be a little more helpful if you're writing, the information we're talking about on your own lab assignment as well. So the very first question says, how many miles will a person run during a 10 kilometer race? So I think it might be helpful for me to type that out for you all. So I'm going to type that out. How many miles will a person run during a 10 kilometer race? And the reason why I'm choosing to write that out, let me erase this number 1. It's kind of in our way, isn't it? So let's put that over here. All right, so the reason why I'm doing that is because I think one strategy when doing these conversions is to be able to highlight, circle, or underline the key words that appear in the actual document. And so the first thing that I see is miles. That's the first type of unit that I see. So I'm going to go ahead and underline that. So that's what I'm trying to get to, is how many miles. And the information that I know, I'll do that in orange, is kilometers. So by me identifying my units, I know that when I make my fractions, they need to include the relationship between miles and kilometers, okay? So off the top of your head, you more than likely don't know the relationship, but luckily there is a chart at the top of your paper of conversion factors, so we're going to use that. But we're going to start out by writing what it is that we start out with, meaning what is our starting value. And in this case, our starting value is 10 kilometers. So I'm going to start writing what I'm starting with. And then I'm going to multiply by the conversion. And it's my hope that my conversion will have miles over kilometers. And the reason why I want kilometers on the bottom is because I'm hoping that kilometers on top and bottom will be able to cancel out. And so I'm going to go to my chart and look on the conversion chart. And luckily, I do see on the left-hand side on the very last row, 0.621 miles equals 1 kilometer. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. 0.621 over 1 kilometer. So now when I actually go to multiply that out, I end up with 10 times 0.621, which gives me 6.21. And if I'm going to write this out, and we normally don't do this, but I'm going to write it out for the sake of this video. I have kilometers, and then I also have miles all over 1 kilometer. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to show you why that cross multiplying works. It's because you end up with kilometer on top and kilometer on bottom. And we know with fractions that anytime we have the same thing on top and bottom, they cancel each other out, so that I'm left with a final answer of 6.21 miles, which is the same thing that you see a lot of books and videos do over here in our first step, where they say, okay, I got kilometers here, I got kilometers here, those cancel out, so I'm just left with 6.21 miles. So I just want to make sure you understood where that was coming from, okay? So let's look at another one, because I think that it might be beneficial for us to do another one. So we're going to look at problem number, let's do number 4, but we're only going to do the first part of number 4. I think that will help you all. So it states, let's go ahead and type this out again, that the average American student is in class 330 minutes per day. So when you see that min/day, that's just saying minutes per day. And we're being asked how many hours per day, so slash day, is this? Alrighty. So again, my question number's in the wrong place, so let's rewrite that. This is question number 4. Alright. So why am I doing this? Because again, I want to start out by identifying what is the value that I'm starting with, and then what is it that I'm getting to. So the starting value is, I know I have 330 minutes per day. So that is my unit that I'm starting with. The unit that I'm trying to get to is hours per day. And so I'm going to see if there's any type of relationship here that I can make. So I'm looking at 330 minutes per day. I can write it like this, right? I can write it as a fraction, 330 minutes per day. And I want to know how many hours per day this is. So when I think about what I'm going to multiply, whatever number, it's got to be hours per day, right? But I want to end up with, I think I said that wrong. I apologize. Let me say that again, because I don't want to confuse you. So it's not that I'm multiplying by hours per day. It's what I end up with is hours per day, right? So when I think through this, I got to tell myself, okay, I need the day to stay in the denominator. I need to get hours in the top, right? So what's in the way? Well, the minutes is in the way. Minutes need to go. I need to somehow get rid of minutes, okay? So I need to get rid of the minutes. So if I can get minutes in the bottom, then I'll cross multiply out the minutes. And then I need hours to end up on top, right? So you're kind of having to do some thinking through this, right? And is there a relationship between the number of minutes in an hour? Well, yeah, we know that there are 60 minutes per 1 hour. So again, why am I doing this? What is my thought process? Because I know I want to end up with the number of hours per day. And if I put minutes on the bottom here, that cancels out so that my units are hour on top and my units on the bottom are day. So now I can go ahead and multiply, and that's 330 over 60, which actually reduces to 5.5 hours per day. Okay? Now, I know this may seem a little confusing at first, may seem a little complicated. I promise it gets better, but it is something that you just really have to think through. Again, don't get frustrated with the first couple of problems. Once you get the hang of it, it will get a little better. And sometimes you'll be multiplying by more than one fraction. So I can give you a hint already in number 5 and number 6. And actually every problem after that, you will be multiplying by more than one fraction. So just kind of keep that in mind. As always, I'm here for help. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. If you're struggling, you're welcome to email me. I can speak with you over the phone. You're welcome to visit me during my office hours, but please do not hesitate to ask. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.